Next on Worcester News tonight, an active investigation is underway into the death of a 2-year-old. And the first death of the year in mass due to West Nile virus. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McCone. We begin tonight at City Hall, where a community activist voiced his concern about the state Supreme Judicial Court ruling that residency restrictions for sex offenders is unconstitutional. Billy Breaux, chairman of the Maine South Alliance for Public Safety, says he was at tonight's City Hall Council meeting in support of Councilor Connie Luke's order to request the city manager report on the recent decision by the SJC. Breaux says the number of level 3 sex offenders living in the city has nearly tripled in the last decade. Breaux also says it's an important issue to his neighborhood, citing a case in 2008 when a level 3 sex offender sexually assaulted and then killed a woman before setting fire to the building.
Now, right opposite Jacob Hyatt, 765 Main Street, the old Albion Hotel, 8 level 3 in one building. Part of the petitions we filed in the past were to have restrictions on how many can be in a building. I just think anywhere else, that'd be outrageous.
City Council approved a request to hold a public meeting on the issue. Worcester police are investigating the death of a 2-year-old girl. She was found unresponsive in her home Monday morning. We're learning new details tonight, including the young girl's name. Our Andy Madison spoke with members of Gigi Brown's family today. He has our report. The airman charged in a hit-and-run fatal accident on Lincoln Street is found dangerous at a hearing today. Daniel DuPont will be held for 120 days without bail. Meanwhile, a memorial set up to remember the victim of the alleged drunk driver continues to grow tonight. It's on Lincoln Street in the same area where brother and sister George and Gina Berwick were hit on Saturday afternoon. Gina died at the hospital. Right now, George remains on life support. Daniel DuPont was arraigned Monday on a number of charges, including motor vehicle homicide and operating under the influence of alcohol. A Worcester police officer receives the Medal of Valor at today's George L. Hanna Awards for bravery. This is Officer Justin Bennis being honored by the Worcester Police Department just last December. In October of 2014, during a traffic stop, Bennis wrestled with a man who had a gun. He was unable to call for backup, but with the help of a member of the military, Officer Bennis was able to subdue the suspect without using his weapon. Bennis was recognized by the Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker this morning. In all, 12 police officers received Hanna Awards. A Webster police officer was among those honored as well. Glenn Marshall was there for the award ceremony and has more.
12 law enforcement officers from across Massachusetts received one of the highest recognitions from the state. These men and women have gone above and beyond their call of duty, and that's why they are being awarded at the 32nd Annual George L. Hen Awards for bravery.
I'm very, proud and happy to receive the award. But, I go to work just doing my job.
You get the same reaction from any of the recipients, but Governor Charlie Baker feels appreciation should be given to all law enforcement.
The men and women who wear this uniform are very special and many times misrepresented and misunderstood. And that's why events like this are so important.
One of the characteristics of a Hanna Award recipient is bravery, exemplified by Chelsea officer Paul McCarthy, who pursued an attempted murder suspect onto Boston's Tobin Bridge and stopped the man from committing suicide.
This is like the pinnacle of my career. This is the Hanna Award is the top award that an officer can get in my profession.
But in a time when law enforcement is attacked, looked down upon, and in some tragic instances killed, Commissioner William Evans believes there is a deeper meaning to a Hanna Award.
We're out there every day, and you don't hear about the great work we do, and it's nice to recognize it because guys put the uniform and girls on every day, and they don't get the respect they deserve.
Glenn Marshall for Worcester News Tonight.
Well, we told you earlier that Worcester police are investigating the death of that 2-year-old girl. Our Andy Madison has more.
Sad about this, where everybody's grieving, everybody's hurt.
Leona Fanoff ties a purple ribbon outside the apartment where 2-year-old Gigi Brown was found dead yesterday. Police still inside investigating, the family awaiting answers.
Gigi was well taken care of by the mother and well loved by the family.
Fanoff says the family is wearing purple today because it was Gigi's favorite color. Later in the day, she returned with Chris Postero, the baby's uncle, to place balloons and stuffed animals on the steps. Postero says his sister is beside herself.
Still very distraught, depressed, not very talkative still.
An autopsy is being performed on Gigi, and police said there are no signs of trauma. The family has set up a GoFundMe page as they wait to hear more details.
They found vomit, so I can't say exactly what happened, but if they found vomit, it seems to me that maybe my niece got sick and maybe choked.
As part of the investigation, Gigi's 2 siblings have been taken into custody by the Department of Child and Family Services. The family hopes they will get answers soon and the children can return to the family.
They need to be with us. They need to grieve with family and not be separated.
They're scared. They don't really fully understand what's going on right now. And they're having random strangers around them telling them what's going on, and
it's not fair.
It's not fair at all.
The family is planning a vigil for Friday night. Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Well, police in Dudley are investigating an odd theft. They say someone stole a replica cannon from a resident's front yard. Now he and his neighborhood would like to have it back. Our Patricia Nicholas has more.
This replica cannon has been in a Dudley front yard for years. Now police are looking for whoever stole it. Neighbors say it was a landmark in their neighborhood.
The cannon was sitting back, back here. You could see it, from the roads.
Roberta Evans has been living across the street since 2010. She says she can't believe the replica cannon was taken.
I mean, whoever stole this cannon needs to bring it back, period.
Dudley police say it's an active investigation. The elderly man who it belongs to made it himself out of PVC pipe and wood. Police say it's not worth a lot in terms of money, but it's meaningful.
The big thing is it's something of sentimental value to this individual. If you do see something, we'll even take anonymous calls or whatever it is. We'd just like to get to the bottom of it and return the property to this individual.
We did try to reach the owner, but he wasn't home. His neighbors say they are hopeful that he will get his cannon back.
I just feel so awful about this, he's such a nice man, and I just don't like this, that somebody is stolen from him.
Patricia Nicholas, Worcester News Tonight.
A Boston area man infected with West Nile virus has died. It's Massachusetts' first West Nile virus-related fatality this year and the first in 3 years. The State Department says the man in his 60s likely contracted the virus in Suffolk County. A second man, also in his 60s, has been hospitalized. 5 human cases of West Nile have been reported in the state this year. Auburn police identify a suspect in an alleged sexual assault. Police say the incident was reported to them Sunday. The 17-year-old girl told them a man assaulted her at the Auburn Mall food court. The girl's mother took these pictures of the suspect, who police say is from Shrewsbury. Auburn police reportedly interviewed the man, and no charges have been filed yet. The latest turn in Deflategate. The NFL's appeal of a court decision to lift Tom Brady's 4-game suspension will be heard in February. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals said today oral arguments could be heard as early as February 1st. The Super Bowl is 6 days later. Earlier this month, U.S. District Judge Richard Berman ruled the NFL did not act properly when it suspended Brady for 4 games. Well, after another nice day, people across the state are preparing for the potential for flooding. Monica Medea has more.
Peabody floods bad every year. Every year. It's bad down here.
It's just a part of life here in Peabody, especially in this parking lot of a commercial and residential building off of Foster Street.
We've had ducks. There's actually been actual ducks floating. I mean, one time it was up to, with no parking signage, it's probably gone up to maybe 3/4 up.
The low-lying lot is primed for flooding during heavy rains like what's expected this week. Residents even move their cars to higher ground.
You just got to watch your car and move it, and knock on wood, you have good insurance if you lose it.
This area of Peabody has seen its share of floodwaters over the years. The manager at DNR Market on Foster Street even has sandbags ready to prevent water from creeping in the front of his store. It has in the past. He showed us his stockpile in the stock room. Customers realize his struggle.
You can't stop torrential downpours. They're going to happen regardless, and then the water just builds up and You know, all you can do is ask hopefully your neighbors can clean the gutters and clean the storms, you know, so everything flows. We're faithful people. We always come back to our, you know, our neighborhood stores.
If they can make it. But Lisa's covered. She told us she invested in a pair of hip waders just to get into her house.
There's no other way to get in because the front's flooded and the parking lot flooded. So you got to do what you got to do. How to get to work, right?